Well, let's get right into it. So first of all, thank you for taking the time to speak with us and obviously help us understand a little bit more about football, other parts of the world,
Mhm.
etc. So thank you again.
You're good. You're good. It's always my pleasure, It's always my pleasure.
Uh,
No,
so obviously we've known Tom now for maybe almost, what was it, last year? Since last year,
yeah, but no. When I met you first,
it was
I
last
actually
summer,
met,
right?
I met you when I first, yeah, probably when I first came to Westwood. So like, yeah, just over a year now. It would have been, yeah, just over a year. So
Yeah,
it would have been, yeah, because I started going to Westwood probably last May, June. So
yeah.
yeah, so just over a year.
Man, that felt like not so long ago, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But
Yeah.
all right, Tom. Tell us who you are. Who is Tom
All right,
Elliott?
what do you want to know?
Uh, from
That's
the
a long
beginning.
story, Carlos.
From the
That's a long
beginning.
story. Um, okay, from the beginning. Or you want me to start from the very, very beginning, like
Very
before?
beginning. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Youth
All right.
soccer, really getting up and playing.
Yeah. All right, cool. 9th of November. No, I'm joking. All right, cool. So basically, the beginning. You know what it was from the beginning? I'm gonna try to think of where should I go. So yeah, growing up basically in England, growing up, it was pretty simple. Like you can walk out into the street. There's kids playing football, everything. So it's super simple. I remember like when I was about 3 or 4. I remember my dad got me a ball, said my name on it, said Thomas on it, and I just never put it down. Like my family didn't really play. Like my uncle played when he was growing up, but my dad didn't play. My mom didn't play. I just for some reason just couldn't put down that ball. Like just organic, I couldn't put down the ball. And then so I'd be in the garden. We call it garden. You guys call it a yard. I'd be in the yard just juggling, trying to get 10, 100, 20. Just going on from there. So yeah, literally just playing that. That was my life. I had friends who played at school, played, and then yeah, just went on from there. And then yeah, literally say I'm like 3 years old, going up to. I'll fast forward to I'm about 10. Play for my first school team. So basically, it's different in England. So we have primary school, which is your first school, and that's up until ages 10. Then we got to high school at 11.
Okay.
I went high school to from 11 to 16. So I started high school when I was 11,
Wow.
and then I got put into it's a lot different. For me, it's a lot different. Like so, it's massively different because obviously you guys got middle school, high school, like college, etc. So it's different. So and then even after high school, which I'll get to, you go to college for 2 years, then you go after college and you go to university. So it's a whole different thing. So obviously I'll talk about that in a bit. But yes, I went to high school when I was 11, played for my high school team. And I was good. Like I was a street footballer, like street foot. Like obviously everyone calls it futsal now, especially in America. In England, it's just street football. Like it's just street ball. You rock up. Doesn't matter how. Like you've got to be good. Like you're gonna get knocked about. You're gonna get knocked on your ass. I don't know if you can say that, but you're gonna get knocked on your butt, and you got to get back up. And you just gotta adapt. That's the biggest thing. Like the culture when I was growing up, my friend would show me a trick. We would be in the street trying to master that trick until the night, like till the sun went down. Like mastering it. You walk into school with your ball in your hand, like you got your ball, you playing on break time, everything. You're walking back like you're juggling to the bus stop to get. I used to get two buses to school, so I'm juggling all the way to the bus stop. That's the thing. Like back then, like if you love football, like you was never putting the ball down, like never. I swear, my school shoes, my mum used to get like upset with me because she'd have to change my school shoes like every like 2 months because I've got holes in my toes coming out the front. Because I'm just playing ball so much, like football so much. So growing up until like I was 11, like loved it. And then when I was 11, 12, I was doing 100 meters, 200 meters on football, doing that. Anyways, my coach was like, Tom, the it's kind of so I lived in a place called Leeds, so it's next to Manchester. It's basically about 3 hours north of London. It's in the north of England, next to Manchester. Um, so obviously the main teams there is Leeds United. Their rivals like Manchester United at that time, and then the Premier League. So my coaches come up to me, my coach from my high school team. My high school team was terrible. Like high school teams are just not a thing in England. Like just not a thing. It's just
Mhm.
it's just literally nothing. Like if you play for your high school, it's literally nothing. It's nothing. It's just like doing like PE, physical education at school. That's it. It's nothing. It was like, oh, the county team wants to is looking for players, and it's called Leeds City Boys at the time, Leeds City Boys. So it was like, oh, do you want to go on trial? And I'd never done a trial. Like my family didn't really have any money. Like I was a street player. I don't really care. And I was like, yeah, go on then, whatever. So my mum didn't drive at the time, so she managed to get a bit of money, take me in a taxi to the trial, which was about 30, 40 minutes away. Turned up to the trial, and I'm big at that time. I'm probably about 12. I'm about 11 years old. I'm probably a good 5'9". Like, so I'm tall as well. I'm tall. I'm athletic. I'm good. Like there, and I think I'm good. I'm good at football as well. I know I was good at football then. Anyways, turned up to the trial. I was playing centre back at the time, and I was just playing centre back. I remember just running through everybody. People, oh my God, who's that kid? Who's that kid? And it felt good because I'd never been in that environment. I've gone from the street where, obviously, if you're good in the streets, like, yeah, good, yeah, whatever. But like this environment where it's like a competition, it's a little bit different. And so I've gone in that, I've done well. There's 3 trials. I've gone to the first 2, but my mum couldn't afford to take me to the 3rd one because like we just didn't have it like that. So and I was like, and because I've been to the 2, I was a winner. I always wanted to make it. So I was waiting by the phone after the 3rd trial to see if I made it. And luckily we got the call saying, Tom's made the team and stuff. And obviously this is my first team. Like I'm 11 years old. I was super happy. So I made my first team, like Leeds City Boys. Part of the team and a few of my friends as well, who I used to play on the street with, they made it as well. So part of that team, that's my first ever team. And then I remember. So I've played my first ever game for them. Played centre back, and did alright. And then the manager pulled me off, and he was like, "Tom, I want you to go up front." I was like, "All right, cool." Like, because at that age, 11, 12, you play anywhere, you just play. I went up front, scored a hat trick, and it's like, "Oh, I'm gonna play you striker from now on." So I was like, "Yeah, cool, whatever." Okay, I just want to play. I'll just enjoy playing. Anyways, end up playing striker. And this time as well, when I say I'm on the trial, and I remember my mum bought me my first ever football boots, and you obviously you get the proper Nike ones that back then is about $150. I had the fake ones on. I remember they were first fake Tiempos, and I knew that. So I was a bit self-conscious, but it didn't really matter. Like I had the fake Tiempos, and I remember for the first game, my mum got me some actually real ones, and I scored a hat trick in them. And yeah, I remember there was a Mercury Vapors, and I scored a hat trick in them, and yeah, just they were my favorite boots ever. But anyways, that's one thing. But yeah, so I scored a hat trick, blah blah blah. And back then, like these boys won't know, but back then we didn't have the Instagrams, all that whatever. We had like Bebo, MySpace, and all that stuff. But your team used to get written in the newspaper, so it was nice. It was like my mum still got all the scrapbook of what the newspaper was like. Big Tom does it again. T's got the hat trick again. So I've got all those scrapbooks. I wish I could show you. I've got all those scrapbooks that's back home where it's just like, and like I said, I was doing well. Like I was doing well at the time. Like that, I was just enjoying my football. We went unbeaten all season, and then it went to the next level. And like I said, it's gone from me just playing on the street to my coach putting me in for this, and then for me playing like Leeds City Boys to next thing you know, the Blackburn Rovers at the time they were in the Premier League at the time. I think they're just doing the championship now, but in Premier League at the time, they're like head scouts taking me. Rang my mum and pa. Hi Bernice, we're really interested in your son. We would like to take you around the training ground and show him about and stuff because we really want to sign him. So then I'm getting like chauffeured to Blackburn, which is about 45 minutes from my house, to get shown around this training ground, which is like unbelievable. They got like running like it's like a university here. It's like that. It's just unbelievable. It's a bit like Galaxies or LAFC's training grounds, but it's just unbelievable. And this is me like just seeing this for the first time. So seeing that, I remember Manchester United as well. They showed me around, and then Leeds showed me around as well. And my family wasn't like, they didn't play football, but they liked it. And just for my family's sake, I chose Leeds United. I was an Arsenal fan. I'm not gonna lie, I'm an Arsenal fan. The only reason I'm an Arsenal fan because Thierry Henry, he was my idol. Like as soon as I saw Thierry, like he was my idol. So yeah, ended up signing for Leeds United. So I played 1 year with Leeds City Boys. ended up signing for Leeds into the under 13s. So see, I was 12 at the time, signed for the under 13s, and then by the way, stop me if I keep going. By the way, just stop me.
No, I love it. Go on.
But yeah, signed for the under 13s at the time. I remember, so I actually had to go on trial at the time because I wanted to see how I did. I remember I scored 3 in my first game, 2 in my second game, and 1 in my last game, and then they signed me up. And yeah, and that was a weird environment as well, because like these boys have been together since we were 6 years old. I was coming in late, like 12 years old at the time. So it was a bit of a, and you know what, I'm not gonna lie, they were technically better than me. Like, I could dribble, I could shoot, I was quicker than them. But like, like just little things just to see it, because they've been together, they've been doing them passing patterns. They could see. I was like, I wasn't. The game was so quick when I got there. Sorry, but then dribbling with the ball is fine. But it's just they would just pass the ball better, to communicate better than me. Like all those little things, it was a lot better than me. And then, but anyways, yeah. But luckily, the biggest thing I would say, like when I went to Leeds, it's like your coach is the next player, your next coach is the next player. One of my coaches, he played 1,000 games. Like, he's one of the record holders in England, and he was one of my favorite coaches. A guy called Neil Redfern, one of my favorite people ever. Like, he taught me a lot, and that's the thing. Like, I had that where I could be like, Redders, can you spend 10 minutes with me to do this? Yeah, no problem. Boom. Like, any day I wanted, and I really, and that's the thing. I look back now and I wish I'd have done that a little bit more. I wish I'd have been like, Redders, can you do 10 minutes? Can you give me this advice? Can you give me this advice? Can I say it to my kids now? Like I say to the players now, like, I want you to ask me questions. I say the things that my coaches say to me, to my kids now, which is crazy turnaround. But yeah, but anyways, back to the thingy. So yeah, signed for Leeds. Under 13s did well, scoring goals, like just improving. And the good thing is, like, when we're going into the training ground, the first team will be leaving, and they'll be like, oh, hey, and that, so that interaction there is a massive thing as well. That interaction there is where we get to see the players, we get to see our idols, because these boys are in the Premier League right now. Leeds in the Premier League. So at the time, there was the James Milners, the Aaron Lennons, the Rio Ferdinands, all those players, like, where you get to see that we playing Arsenal against Thierry Henry, etc. So we get to go to the games. We're actually the ball boys. The boys with balls on the side. That's who we are. We get to pick a different team every week, and we're the ball boys. So we're sat pitch side watching these superstars play. So that's what we get to see. That's what we get to experience. So we get a little bit of a taste of the atmosphere, the players, the quality of them, what they do. So then obviously, like, when we get onto training, people are like, oh, I want to do that. But we're watching that for 90 minutes, like 100 minutes. We're watching that. So we're seeing the whole game. Also, like at this, which I'll go into again. Like, and kids obviously, like, now it's harder to watch 90 minutes because one, time change, especially in America, and then there's a lot of highlights, and it's just easier to watch highlights rather than you have to just be involved in 90 minutes of fans cheering, screaming, like all sorts, like going crazy, goal celebrations, all that, technical players. So yeah, so that first year, it was just like, it was a dream. Like, it was surreal. Like, obviously, I don't really talk about it. So, like, talking with you about it now, like, it's making me relive it, like making me enjoy the moments again. Anyways, fast forward again. So I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Got to 14 under 14s now, and yeah. So remember, I was playing a game. I think I was playing against Middlesbrough at the time. I've done well. Scored 2 goals. I'm playing up. So the year above me was a player called Danny Rose, left back for England, Tottenham.
Yeah.
Then Fabian Delph played for Man City, Everton, Aston Villa, England. And we had a couple of other boys. Michael Woods, he played for Chelsea. Tom Tyler played for Chelsea. So I've got a good group of boys in my team. I've got a good team. Anyways, like, I remember got home from the game on the phone again. Hi, this is so and so from Nike. We want to offer Tom a Nike contract to sponsor him. Like, Tom, the next thing you know, I'm going down to London, to Nike Town. Like, here's your limit for getting whatever. I'm walking out, like, I'm like a young boy, I'm walking out with like bags of Nike stuff. Like, they want to give me a contract. I'm like, Now I'm literally officially sponsored by Nike, and it's weird. I'm 14 years old. I'm sponsored by Nike, and it's and that's all from just ball on the wall, playing street ball on the wall, playing street, and just loving the game. And you know, at this point, Carlos, I never ever said like I want to be a professional. I just love the game that much. Literally love the game. I wasn't like, oh, I really want to be a professional. I just love the game, and I wanted to be like the players, like the Thierry Henrys, the Didier Drogbas of my time. But I was just obsessed with the ball. Like I literally just obsessed with playing football. Literally football, just obsessed. And obsessed. So yeah, so 14 years old, sponsored by Nike. I'll fast forward a bit now. I'm talking a lot.
You're good.
14 years old, sponsored by Nike, doing well again. Moving on. Like I said, I've got good players around me, good team. 15 years old, doing again. I'm playing up, so I'm playing under 15s, under 16s. So I'll talk about the structure a bit. So going through like the under 13s to 16s, we used to train Tuesday with the academies. We used to train Tuesday, Thursday, play games. If you had game was on a Saturday or Sunday, so you'd either train on a Saturday, play your game on a Sunday. So you train 3 times a week at night. But then you'd have other people would like train with their schools and stuff and train other things, whatever. So it'd be like that. So it was structured 3 times a week, play once a week. But then I was playing for the olders as well. So when I got to under 15s, I was playing for the 15s and 16s. So and I had a crazy routine because, like I said, I just wanted to play. So I trained Tuesday, Thursday officially. Then I played a game on Saturday. Then I I get my mum to drop me off to my friends. And I had no structure. I went to play. Straight after my game, I'd go play 5-a-side with my friends up until like 9 o'clock, get dropped off, go play my game on a Sunday, get my mum to drop me off again, go play 5-a-side on a Sunday, straight to school, I'll go play again. Tuesday, play all day at school, back into Leeds for my training. Wednesday, play all day again. So like I didn't really have a structure, but literally my structure was just, I just want to play. Like I didn't care what, like I would play until my legs literally just fell off because I just wanted to play. But as I got older, as I started to get serious, when I got to 16, and that's when I had to have more of a structure, which I didn't listen to, but I was still the same. Like after my under 16s game, straight to my boys. I wanted to play street. I just wanted to play on the street with my boys because that was my happy place, playing on the street. When I say like I didn't think about being a professional here, being a professional there, like I just wanted to literally just play. I promise you now, I just wanted to play. Boys were like, T, we need a player. We're going to be at goals. Yeah, I'm there. Like, I'm there. I just wanted to play. So like, so yeah. And then, so it was 15, 16. I'll fast forward again. 15, 16. I doing well again. So now in 15 and 16, you get to have a day away from school on Thursdays, and you go to be a professional. So you go in and train with your group of 16-year-olds and the youth team, which is the under 19s, so under 18s at the time. So it's 16 to 18s. So when you go in on a Thursday, you go in. Sometimes you sleep over. So we had like a big house at Leeds. So we had a big house down at the bottom of the training ground where all the players would stay from, like, say, the Irish players or players from overseas. They would sleep there if they didn't have a family close. So we stay there overnight. We'd go have breakfast. At the training ground, we'd be surrounded by the first teamers. So like you're in the canteen with the first teamers. So like you're sat on this table and like that's always just, it's like one of that is over there. So you get to see their mannerisms, see what they do, how they prepare. And you get to help put the equipment out for their training and stuff. And you get to be around the building, like even like the injured boys, how the injured boys prepare, etc. All that stuff. So you do that. You train in the morning, you do your schoolwork, and then you train again in the evening on a Thursday. So you do everything that a professional would do, apart from your school. That's on a Thursday. So anyway, one Thursday, a striker went in. I don't know if you remember the striker. It was called Torre Andre Flo. He used to play for Chelsea, and then he went to Leeds in the latter of his career. He went in injured, and at the time, Dennis Wise. I don't know if you remember Dennis Wise and Gus Poyet were the managers, and they needed a striker. And my coach just said, "Oh, Tom, go over." So I've gone. I remember walking over and I'm like, "It's me and my boys called Liam Darvo. He was a right back. So we both walking over because they needed a striker and a right back. And obviously, I'm 16 at the time. I'm like a skinny 16-year-old. But the one thing I know is I'm quick. I'm quick. So So yeah, so I know my strengths. I'm quick. So I'm walking over and I'm nervous. Like I'm butterflies. Like you're stepping into the dungeon. Like you're stepping into like all these big, tall, like first teamers. It's like it's overwhelming, you know. And like they kind of know you because they've been about the building. Like big Tom, whatever. But training with them is so much quicker. And I spoke about this before, but they were just doing a game like because they were getting ready for their game against Hull City at the weekend. And yeah, so they're doing like a game, so they needed me to be on the opposition team just to make whatever. Anyways, I'm playing right wing up against a guy called Eddie Lewis, like American. Eddie Lewis used to play for America as well, actually, yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Someone's played the ball in behind, and I've gone viewing past him, put a cross in the box. Someone scored, and I've done that a few times, and I've had like one of the best training sessions I've ever had in my life. I was kind of playing off nerves and butterflies, and I was just on fire at the minute. And you know you're on fire as a young kid as well, because when the first teamers, you hear a first teamer go, who the hell is that? And you hear it and you're just like, it gives you that little buzz. And then like obviously, like I said, I've got no ego, but it was just, I knew I did well. You know when you've had a good game, like you've had it before, like I bet when you played and you know, like you're like, I was good today. Like, yeah.
You feel it. Well,
That's probably you feel it. And then remember the gaffer the manager gave me a big hug. And it's like, well done. Anyways, I was just happy with that. I was happy. Went back to my boys, finished off training, whatever. And that's just a good story for me to tell. Like I was like, tell my boys at school I trained with the first team, did well. Anyways, next thing you know, the next day, I'm at night. I think I'm just playing. I think I'm home playing Call of Duty or something on the PlayStation, I swear. And then Mum's called me down, and she was like, "Oh, Tomo's on the phone." Tomo was one of my coaches as well, Neil Thompson. And he's like, "Oh, Tom, the gaffer wants you to go to Hull City tomorrow to travel with the team." I'm like, you what? And he's like, "Yeah, he wants you to go tomorrow to travel with the team because of what you did in training today." So I was like, all right. I was like, okay. Didn't know how to feel. Like I'm just like,
yeah.
I'm just like, all right. Like I'm smiling, but I'm like, don't really know what it means. So obviously I've had to get the day off school. I had to get a note to school to say I can't come in today because I'm going to travel with the first team. Obviously school was cool with it. Anyway, travel to Hull City, like, and this little things like got there. Here, Tom, here's your hotel room key. I've never had my own like room in a hotel. Like everything, like traveled on the team bus. Who do I sit next to? All these little things. Like it's like I've never had any of these things. Like it's just real surreal. So that's. Anyways, Hull City, blah blah blah. Fast forward that games happening. It's 1-1 at the time, and it comes to like the 89th minute. Gaffer's turned to me, he's like, "Tom, you're gonna go on." So like obviously like my heart's racing. I'm racing. He's like, "You're gonna go on, Tom." My heart's racing. Anyways, I'm stripped, ready to go, and a centre back goes down injured. So obviously I'm a striker, so he's like, he needs to put a centre back on because he's gone down injured. And I promise you not, like I didn't cry, but my eyes filled up. I promise you not, my eyes filled up because I was like, that was my moment to make my debut, like thinking, and my eyes filled up, and I literally almost did shed a tear because like imagine a 16-year-old boy there, like he's about to see his goal that like it's like possible, and he's like, "Oh, Tom, I'm sorry, you have to sit back down." And literally like I promise you that moment there, like I remember the tears in my eyes and just I was like, I was almost there. but yeah, so that moment there. But then luckily, and I always think about science, I always think about everything. So my stepdad is from Norwich, his team's Norwich City.
Mm-hmm.
We're in Norwich on a Saturday. And so the older family's going down, I'm on the bench again, Gaffer's kept me with him in the team. And I ended up making my debut against Norwich City. And like my stepdad is one of my biggest fans ever. Like my mum, obviously, my stepdad's followed my career. He used to come to every game. One of my biggest fans ever. And just for a moment for him and for the family, like I made my debut against Norwich City. We lost 2-1. I came on last 20 minutes. But I made my debut, and it was just such a good moment for him being from Norwich. Obviously, me making my debut, and it's just an amazing feeling for the family. Just
20 minutes a lot too.
Again.
That's a good amount. 20 minutes for a debut.
Oh yeah, literally, yeah, 100%, yeah, 20 minutes. I remember, yeah, no, it was good, and yeah, it was hey, I know we lost 2-1, but yeah, it was just for me.
Yeah.
Like at that point, I didn't really know winning and losing. Yeah, I didn't know winning and losing. Like I said, I just wanted to play. So winning and losing didn't. It's not that it didn't matter, but the moment was bigger than that for me at the time. And then that season, like I remember we got relegated. Leeds got relegated at the time, and I played another 5 games towards the end of the season. And yeah, it was just that for me was like the kickstart was like a welcome. And I didn't think I'd made it. Like I didn't think I'd made it because I had good people behind me. I had good like I said, everyone that spoke to me like had been in the game. So I had good people behind me to remind me, like, Tom, you've not made it yet. This is only a taste. You've got to establish yourself. 5 games isn't 100, 200, 300. 5 games is 5 games. You see people drop out of the game. I've been playing 5 games, etc. I've seen like talented people in the game not even play 1 game. So yeah, so that was kind of like my upbringing and the start of the journey, really. Obviously, I don't know how much you want to know from there, but that was the start of it, Jonas. So yeah.
No, I love that, and we'll get a little bit more into the after with the next questions. But obviously, speaking about this journey, I think we're gonna, move on to the next one. But I think a way to transfer it over is, do you think, obviously, without your family having like a strong culture within the game, right? Do you think if you were born in the US, would you have played football? Because it sounds like to me, because like the culture of England made you play football, right? Like your friends and everything that you saw was football. So if you were born here, do you think you would play football?
In this current state now, I don't think I would have played. I don't think I would have played at the level I did and has been as good as I was if I'd have been born here. Because, like I said, if I take my ball to school here, who's going to play with me? Is anyone going to? I don't. You got to tell me. Is anyone going to play with me? That's
me.
yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Like, it's like the wall can take you so far, and I talk about the wall time. But if I have my ball here and I'm juggling by myself, like, is anyone going to have that enthusiasm with me? Like I said, all my friends play football. Oh, T, let's do this trick. Let's do this. Is anyone going to be, or am I just going to be by myself, like losing the corner, like just playing by himself, like just thinking, like, am I going to be that guy? So that's the thing. Like, I don't think I would have. I would say, I don't know. I was like, if I born in America, I'd probably try to play basketball. I said that. I said all the time. I said, I probably would have tried to play basketball, but yeah, because it is hard. Like, and I've seen it. Like, I've been here 2 years and I'm still learning. I learn from myself. I learn from other people, and it is hard, because, like us, it's you can go anywhere in England and just walk into a park, especially growing up now. Not so much now, but growing up when I was there, you could walk and it's just like, you don't have pennies, you don't have bibs. Like, I was thinking this today, like, you just know who's on your team. Like, we didn't ever have pennies and bibs or anything. We just know who are on our team. You put your shoes down there, you put your hoodies, your hats, whatever's a goal, and there's no out of bounds. It's just you just play. You just play. You do your skills. You get your street cred, and you just play. You do the same at school. You just play, and like you think about it, like that's still reps in the game. That's still your reps. That's still you working on your touch. That's still working on your dribbling. Your 1v1s. That's all that you put in so much time and effort and reps, and you don't even know about it. You don't even know. That's the thing, and so you're touching the ball so many more times, and it's a lot harder here. Like I said. I wouldn't, to answer your question, I wouldn't have played at the level, and I probably wouldn't have made it just because of the environment, not because of I didn't want to, because of the environment. The environment helped me a lot. It helped me a lot, trying to say, the environment was the key thing for me. So yeah.
Oh yeah, it makes sense. And now that you've obviously spent some time in the States, obviously over a year now, obviously being in the coaching world as well, what difference do you see in the level of development among youth players, right? Like in comparison to yourself at 14, 15, 16 going on to train with the first team, like where people are telling you, hey, you haven't made it. These days you have kids where at 16, they're like, oh, I've made it. Like,
Oh, yeah.
So I guess what are your takes on that at the moment?
No, it wasn't. I think going back to obviously your question, like it's right now, it's all about what the kids see as well. Because I think this is one of the biggest things is it's all about highlights. Like it's my highlights look good. Well, I gave the ball away 20 times in a game, and my ball retention was probably about 50%, but I scored one banger. So but in that highlight that you post or whatever, you look great. So that's the biggest thing. Like we would, and you probably yourself as well. And I spoke to people like my age in America. We would sit there and watch 90 minutes. Like I'd be like, oh, that guy's not giving the ball away like all game. So I'd appreciate that. That's not really appreciated anymore. Like being consistently good. I remember I had a session with a kid there. I was like, repetition. It's like, yeah, but what if I get bored doing repetition? I was like, oh, you get bored? Like, I just realized that you get bored. I'm like, but your touch is going everywhere and you're bored. I'm like, you need to master. Like the best players in the world, like get taken for granted because like it's like the Tony Cruz, Iniesta. Like I had a player there, like I said, oh, I'm creative, so I can give the ball away. I'm like, the best creative players in the world, 90% ball retention, and they create the best. Like I'm like, this is what I mean. You guys don't see that because you watch the highlights. It comes from that. If you want to educate yourself on playing football, you've got to watch games, you've got to be around it, you've got to go see games, you've got to see that, then appreciate what did he do. He kept oh my god, that guy never gives the ball away. When I went into the first team, I remember I played against a guy and like it's called Joey Jones, and I promise you now, one touch, two touch, one touch, I could not get tight to him, and I was quick. I was like, I got this guy. I was doing it to 15-year-olds, 14-year-olds, like, I got this guy. Guy literally had 10 eyes. Like I hit like you couldn't get close to him, and that there, Carlos, like it's all about boom, I'm gonna do you, I'm gonna flick it over your head and I'm gonna do it. Like can you be consistently good at the basics? I feel like the basics now are fast, like you want to fast forward to all the good stuff, the 80-yard pass, the 30-yard shot, the step over into a nutmeg into flick over your head, like yeah. You not must like can you see a picture? Can you be rather than take a touch and take 8 touches and one take someone on? Can you go one touch back, the speed of play? What is the purpose of you playing? Is the purpose of you playing to dribble past someone, or is the purpose of you playing to win? Is the purpose of you playing to keep the ball? Do you have a plan of action when you're gonna go play? And that's the biggest thing. It's like I think it's just how can I look good rather than what I can do for the team. I feel like there's a lot of individuals right now. And not a lot of teams. There's not a lot of team players, but there's all individuals. So it's not what can I offer the team. It's like what can the team do for me, and I'll do this for the team because I'm the best individual here. There's not people don't want to run the extra mile for your teammate. Like back then, I play, even growing up, I had players who would run the extra mile for me, and I'd run the extra mile for them because they did it for me. So I'm like, yo, I've got your back, and I say to my younger kids, you're never ever gonna make it there if a manager can't trust you. If you especially like you yourself, if you like playing a game with Uprising, if you can't trust the kid to work hard and to do the things that you want to do,
he's not going on.
Them to play them.
He's not going on. There's no question.
You can't trust. Like if a manager can't trust you, you could be the best player in the world going forward. If they can't trust you to even just get back into shape and do the stuff that you don't want to do, then you're not gonna make it at top level, because when you get to that top level, people have got to feed their families, win bonuses, managers got their life on the line, all these little things. It doesn't become a game. It's all about life on the line, and that's obviously me just running again. But what we do in England, we never really. So we play games every week, maybe 2 games. Our first really major cup competition is the FA Youth Cup, and that's when we're 16 to 18. We don't really have tournaments. We don't really have rankings. We don't really have all that, because it's all about development. Right? Video analysis. Watch the game. Development. You get tested. Did you watch our game? Did you watch the whole game, or did you watch the highlights? You watch the highlights. Okay, go home and watch the whole game. You need to see where you are in position. Like you need to see in relation to where you was on the pitch, where you touched. You need to see the whole picture. So it's not just go watch your video highlights, watch the whole game, because you need to get yourself how to play. So I feel like I said, it's a lot of individuals right now when they need to become better team players and think about their run strengths and how they can affect the game. Because when you get older, you can do all the tricks and you want. Remember Ronaldo when he first went to Man United, he was flip.
Yeah.
But then he turned into an efficient beast where he turned all them step overs into 60 goals a season. If he'd ever just been doing step overs, whatever, he wouldn't be the player he is now. But Alex Ferguson, one of the best managers in the world, said, "That's all good, but you've scored me 5 goals this season. Go score me 60, and then that's when you're a real player." And that's the difference. Like, that's the difference. You can have one highlight here, or you could be someone that your teammates trust. So yeah, to answer your question, the difference is basically not just watching the highlights, not being a highlight player, being an actual player that your team can trust, your own education, watching your 90-minute games, 8-minute games, wherever it is, watching actually Premiership games, MLS games, the best leagues in the world, watching La Ligas, watch the whole game, watch what people do and study, just be in awe of what people do. That's probably the biggest thing, because it's not about, yes, you won the Mint Cup, you won this cup, you won this cup. That's all good, and it's good to have those trophies. It's good to have that winning consistency. Winning is a habit, but it's about your development at the end of the day, because you don't want to look back and say, "Yeah, I did all that then, but then I fell off." Do you know how many people said, "Oh, if I was lucky, I got unlucky, and like the manager didn't like me," and I'm like, was it the manager didn't like you? Was it that you didn't do enough?
Yeah.
You didn't respect me. I won this, but was it that the manager didn't like you? You came in with the ego and you didn't do this. That's the thing. So I feel like a lot of players have to look at themselves a little bit more and what they can do to excel in themselves, and don't play the blame game. Don't play the blame game at all. But yeah, sorry, a long-winded answer to your question. But yeah.
No. I mean, honestly, it's the amount of times I've said that, and to hear someone else say it again is just obviously a blessing. And I think like a lot of it, like from what you say, is also like that culture, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, mine obviously very short is like I used to watch Sunday league games because my dad would take me because he was reffing them, right?
Yeah.
I wasn't watching top Premier, right? But I learned from the guys that were playing pro in Mexico and came down over here.
Yeah.
And it was just that obsession for the game of football, you know, and exactly what you say, where it's like these kids are looking for highlights instead of like learning the game.
Yeah.
You know, so. And I think my next question was obviously like, what separates a professional like yourself from a college or amateur player? But obviously, I just think you answered it with the past answer, you know, like, and it's simple. But I think going back a little bit into your history, at what point did you realize like I can play professionally and I'm going to have a career in this, right? You talked a little bit about your youth coaches and how they impacted you. At what point were you like, okay, I've done the 5 games, right? Did my debut. At what point were you like, this is going to be my living? Like, I'm going to really, like, was it when you were 14 and got that Nike contract, walking out with some boots?
Yeah.
Or like later on?
Yeah. It was probably, it definitely wasn't when I was 14 or 15, 16. Like, when I was 16, when I made my debut, I was like, yes, I'm here. But I still didn't, it was still a dream. I was still like on air, like I was still a dream. Like traveling with these first team, it was still a dream. But at that time, and like I said, I say this with no ego. Like at that time, I remember I was good. Like I was good. I was playing for England at the time. I was doing really, really well, surrounded by the best players of my age group in the whole of England. Like, and at that time, I was like, you know what? Actually got the potential to be something. Like, I remember like Newcastle wanting to spend like $1.5 million to sign me from Leeds. Like Everton, like all these Premier League clubs knocking on the door, like trying to take me away because like I was in that place. And yeah, I think that was the time I was like, okay, like I'm here. I'm here. But then obviously as we go on, I'll tell you how it took a little turn for the worse. But yeah, that's when I thought I was here, and I believed that I could be the best I could be. I thought I could go all the way. Then I really do truly thought I could like literally just go be like one of the best then. And I remember Lammy, obviously we all know Lammy. He actually said to me during the week, it was a guy called Robbie Elliott. He was at Leeds at the time when I made my debut. And I was like, "Oh, what are you doing over here?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm just with Tom Elliott." And he's like, "Oh, Tom Elliott was at Leeds." I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh," he's like, "You know what, Lammy? I thought that kid was going to go all the way. Like, I know he had his injuries, but I thought he was going to go all the way." And I was shocked when he didn't. And you know what? Like, it didn't. Lammy's like, "I don't want to upset you or anything," and it didn't upset me because it was nice to hear that. It was nice to hear like that. That feeling. It was nice, obviously, and it doesn't upset me that I had the potential to do what I wanted to do, but it was just nice to know. It was nice to just look back because I've come to terms with all those things. I've come to terms with it. But it was also nice to get that respect from a player who's played in the Premier League for multiple games, etc. So yeah, but it's hard. It's a hard question, Carlos, because in times in my career, and I'll talk about like remember I broke my leg at 18, and I wanted to quit the game. Like I literally wanted to quit the game. I didn't want to. I've gone from this wonder kid at Leeds to, oh my God, this youngest ever player to play, to broke my leg. I went on loan. I'd been injured for a little bit. I ruptured my ankle. Gaffer was like, "Oh, I want you to go out on loan to a League Two team," which was fine. I was like, just for a month, go get your minutes in and stuff, get your fitness back up, which is normal.
Yeah.
If you've been playing the reserves, I'll go out on loan. I was like, yeah, cool, I'll go on loan, get my minutes in. Anyway, ended up breaking my leg, fracture, a Voltron fracture it's called. And then I was out for basically like a good 7-8 months, and I came back, ruptured my hamstring again. Sorry, because where I fractured my leg was right next to my hamstring. I'm out for like a good 18 months now, just like going back and forth, like can't get going. My hamstring's not firing, can't get going. New managers come in, and he's gone, "Tom, like, I just want to experience," because Leeds have gone down from the Prem to League One at the time, so they've dropped down 2 leagues. They've been having financial problems with the owners and stuff, and like a new gaffer's come in. He's like, "Tom, I only want to experience players because I need to get these boys back to the Premier League." So obviously I'm heartbroken. Like I've gone from this player that's like the club of like trying to push in, like make one of their own, whatever, make it like a good young talent, to new gaffers come in and is like, "Nah, T, we don't want you. It's easy." And at the time, that was my first rejection. It's like it's easy as that to just let me go. And I didn't really know how to take it. Like I'm an 18-year-old boy, just on top of the world, obviously going through injuries and stuff. But now I'm back, I'm fit, and he's going like, "Tom, I'm going to let you go," etc. So I've gone on loan to this team called Rotherham. They're in League Two at the time as well. They're in the Championship now, or League One now. And still having hamstring problems, still can't get going. And the gaffer, he brought me in. He's like, "Tom, like, you can do what you want. You can be like the best you can be. Whatever." Next thing you know, in the press, he's gone, "Tom Elliott needs to decide if he wants to be a player, if he wants to be a banker, because he's not doing enough." So this guy's gaffer is telling me something to my face, but then he's going into the press, and I'm an 18-year-old boy reading this in the paper, and like that right there, Carlos, was probably the moment in my career where, like, it actually it doesn't hurt me now because I've come to terms with everything, but that set me back probably about a good 6 years. I promise you now, that comment there set me back a long way. Like it just killed me. Like I've gone from this confident boy to that moment there just killed me like someone's words. And I didn't understand, like that's the game, and that's the game of like football. That's the game. Like people, yes, it's the best game in the world. I promise you now, it's the best game in the world. But you're gonna meet some people who are just out for themselves, and that's a big lesson to the younger boys, to everyone. You're gonna meet some people like this who are, and you've got to have thick skin. You probably know yourself. You've got to have thick skin. You've got to be able to deal with this. But I didn't have people. My mom didn't know what to say to me. Stepdad didn't know what to say to me because I've not been in the game. Like I didn't really know how anyone to talk to, and it's not that I didn't have anyone to talk to. I went into my shell and didn't talk to anyone. So that's another lesson to people. Like no matter what you're feeling, no matter how you're feeling, like you should try share your problems as well. Because I just went into my shell and I was dealing with it myself. Didn't know how to. I was in a dark place. Didn't want to play. Ended up going to Scotland at the time. Again after that, ended up going to Scotland at the time after that, and ended up just in a bad path. I was in a bad path. I ended up meeting a boy where he just gambled all the time. Ended up gambling, get myself into debt doing that. So I've left Leeds, I'm gambling, I'm getting myself into debt. I'm on a bad spiral now because of this one comment. It's just set me back a lot, like a long time. And then yeah. So, but luckily, fast forward probably about 4 months, my stepdad, he just rang around a couple of clubs. I remember a club called Stockport County. Do you ever remember a player called Didi Hamann for Liverpool? Centre mid, like won the World Cup for Germany.
It sounds familiar. Yeah.
He was a manager for Stockport at the time.
Okay.
My stepdad rang him up and was like, "Yeah, do you want to take Tom?" He's like, "Oh, I've heard of Tom. Like, I know Tom." Anyway, he gave me a chance. He gave me my first chance back in the game. For not playing for about 5 months. And yeah, like that's when the second time I was like, you know what, I started getting my confidence back. Still didn't think I was going to be good enough to play because I just didn't believe myself anymore. Remember, I played the whole season, scored 8 goals. I was their top goal scorer with 8 goals, crazy. But I played the whole season, scored 8 goals. Then I got Cambridge United. They were in the conference, like the 5th division in England, same as Stockport at the time. That's my dog drinking, by the way. But and then signed for them. And at Cambridge, that's when I started to believe that I was a player again. Because remember, I bagged like 16 and 30. They offered me like a good contract. I remember like I'm buzzing, like fans are like singing my name, getting my like. That's when I started to believe that season at Cambridge was. And I'm grateful for Cambridge as well. That season at Cambridge that season brought me back to life because I had a manager that believed in me. And that's all I needed a bit of love. I needed a bit of TLC, needed someone to love me. So I had a manager that believed in me. And that season there, when I was 21, that's when I first decided to believe that I could actually make something out of the game. Because the only reason I stayed in the game because of my heart. Like I just loved it. I didn't know how to let go. I wanted to let go, but I didn't know how to. Cambridge United, 21 years old. That's when I started to believe in myself again. And I had some really good moments from there, which obviously we can talk about. But to answer your question, when I made my debut, just summarize, when I made my debut, that wasn't when I thought I could be the best I could be, but there were so many more lessons to learn. There's some game, like you had to have thick skin. It's such a hard game, man. It's a hard game mentally. That's the thing. You could be the best player in the world, but if you're mentally not there, so you've got to have that thick skin. You've got to be mentally there. You've got to be mentally be able to. Someone knocks you down, you get back up. Like you get knocked down again, you keep getting back up. No matter what people say, don't let them stand in front of you. Don't let the obstacles get in your way. Like overcome, because that guy might not like you. That guy might not like you. So then he might like you. He might give you a chance. That's where you got to keep going as well. That's the biggest thing. You got to keep going. So and that's what I just did for the love of the game. And I had my stepdad there to support me because he didn't want me to throw away all the hard work that I've done over the years of playing. So 21, I'd say. 21. It's a long-winded answer again, sorry, but yeah.
Oh no, I love it. And I think it's just so important for like the younger generation to hear, especially like we say now about like these kids with the highlights and not understanding that the football world is something completely different.
Oh yeah.
We only see the 1% of like the beautiful stuff that comes from it, the joy, and it's a privilege. Like if we played table tennis, like we wouldn't be making, it's like The next question I had was perseverance, right? Like how many times have you been told no, and how did you handle those setbacks? But I think obviously you definitely answered within that time frame. So
I guess just to answer that, like the biggest thing, Carlos, it wasn't the best moment in my career. Wasn't making my debut. Wasn't any of that. The best moment in my career was me grafting for 8 years. So I got released from Leeds when I was 19. And then I remember it took me 8 years, whereas at least for Ellen Road, it took me 8 years where I was actually scoring against them again at Ellen Road. And I remember I the manager, same manager at the time, and I went like this one. I promise you I shushed him we were 2-0 down. I played for Millwall. It was 2-0 down, and we ended up winning 3-2. I scored the equalising goal. And I remember I shook the fans, and and yeah, that was the best moment of my life because it was the best moment of my life because one of the biggest moments, one of the biggest moments, just because I'd not given up. 7 years it took me to get back to where I was. I'd not given up one bit. I'd not stopped. So 7 years to get back. And then the next season after that, where I made my debut at Carrow Road, which is Norwich City, I scored again there. So it took 8 years to go back to the place where I made my debut. And I said to I just texted my stepdad, like, I actually think I cried that night. I'm not gonna lie, I'm proud of it because, like, I was so proud of myself. And like I said, that was the biggest moment. I was like, I've achieved, like, when I was growing up, I wanted to be the best player in the world, 100%. But at that moment in my life, I was like, you know what? I've accomplished what I came to accomplish. I've not given up on myself. I didn't give up on my dream. I had a good team around me, and I made my family proud. I made myself proud. And I proved it to myself that I was actually the player that I once was, and I proved it to myself that I could actually be that player. And that's the biggest thing. So, yeah, it took me 8 years. And like I said, I didn't give up after, don't get the six, I can't speak, didn't give up after 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. 8 years of injuries, and I've had over 80 injuries, Carlos. I've broken legs, 3 surgeries, 4 surgeries now. And I've had all these injuries. And yeah. 4 surgeries now. But yeah, that was the proudest 2 moments of my life, of my career, is scoring against my old team and playing in the stadium that I made my debut 8 years later, because I just had that perseverance to keep going. So yeah, that was one of my families, more for my family, because yeah, that was the biggest thing. Like, when I used to score goals, they didn't care about me. It's just my stepdad, my mom just smiling at home, looking at the sky. She got score sheet. Elliott scores. It's the joy out of them that I get from scoring goals. That's the best moment for me.
It's like a full circle moment, man. Like, beautiful story, honestly. I didn't know that. So obviously that's a beautiful story, to be honestly, and like just a inspirational thing for the rest of the world to hear, and obviously the rest of the people that get to tune in and listen to this. So I thank you a lot for obviously opening up and sharing that story, because I know it's difficult for some, but it just means a lot to, like, the younger kids who get to hear it and kind of just really put it into perspective, you know? So obviously 2 more. So beyond the usual advice that we always hear, you know, work hard, never give up, which, as little as it is, it's like really so important. What specific guidance would you share with a young player dreaming of turning pro in the US?
Yeah, okay.
So in the US now, from you've been here a year and a half, what would you tell the player in the US, like, besides the work hard and never give up?
Yeah, obviously, like, work hard. Like, Lamy says it well. Like, you don't get a pat on the back for working hard. That's your job. That's your job as a young player. That's your job as a professional player, whatever you are. Work hard just in your DNA. I always think, as you get older, and when I say older, I mean, like, I think you need to start thinking about this from the age of maybe like 12. You start to, like, plant that seed, and then 13, 14, you have to start thinking about, you've got to start maturing. What are my strengths? What am I good at? How can I maximize my strengths? How can I get better at my weaknesses? You've got to start maturing as a player. How can I affect a game? So don't just think 1v1 is like technique, ball on the wall. You've got to start thinking more about the game now. Like, because anyone could, like, there's a lot of good athletes out there. There's a lot of good technical players out there. When you get older, you've got to start being one step ahead. That's what separates you from the rest of the players. Can you see the pictures? Can you think quicker than the players in front of you? Do you know what you're good at? Are you trying to win an aerial battle against someone who's 6'4"? Can you outsmart the defender, or are you just going to be, because you're a physical player, are you going to use your physical attributes to be better than him that way? That's it. So I would say, to me, I was a physical player. My ex-coach used to say to me, yes, Tom, you're 6'4", but what if you come up against another 6'4" defender? You're just going to nullify each other. You've got to think about the game more. Your physical attributes should be in your back pocket. Use your brain first, and then use your physical attributes to actually use your brain to enhance your physical attributes.
Amen. I'm crying right now, Tom. Inside there's 30 tears, because I'm like, finally somebody says it. You know, like, there's a big tear. Right? I promise you, Tom, there's tears. Like you said to Davey, there's tears right here. I'm like, finally, man.
Yeah. Bro, that's the thing, because, like, it annoys me, because you, like, I promise you now, like doing cone work, doing ball on the wall, like I preach the ball on the wall because by yourself, technically, it's so good, like so good. Like doing your cone stuff, it's good to have that technical foundation. But that's only going to get you so far. That's only going to get you so far. You have to best players in the world, and like I said, I talk about being the best players in the world, and because you want to be like them, you want to take things that they do so you can add it to your game. What do they do best? Do they take 2 touches at the right time? Do they take 10 touches at that time? When do they take 2 touches? Are they trying to dribble it along their goal line? Are they touch bang? Are they taking 5 touches when they can just go 1 touch straight into the striker, pass and move? What are they doing? So like I said, if you can start seeing the pitches better, if you can see that picture where, yes, you go side, bang, penetrating pass. Have you seen that picture? You may take 2 touches at the highest level, and the moment's gone because you've not seen it. So can you train your brain? Can you be mentally better than the opposition? And there's so many little things like that can give yourself the mental edge. Even little things like you've got to remember. I won't tell you the story, but I got plenty of stories. But you need to give yourself that edge. Like I say to one of my players, like he's not physically strong yet, but he wants to dribble. And I'm like, you need to be elusive. Like you need to not let anyone touch you, especially because you're not as strong as them yet. So you need to be 2 trips there, move, 2 trips there, move. And then when you've moved 4 times, that player's gonna be like, I can't get close to this guy. That's when you get your time on the ball. They don't want to, they're too stubborn to, like, you need to play the game. You need to earn the right to get your time on the ball. You need to earn the right. And that's not by just brute force and physical. That's by using your brain. Right, who am I up against? This guy's quick. Okay, if this guy's quick, I'm not going to be able to run him. I'm going to have to do something else. Think about your opposition. Think about your game. Think how you can affect the game. Think how you can be the best player on the pitch. And then want to be the best player on the pitch. That's the biggest thing. Yeah. Want to be. Don't be that highlight guy. How can you be the best teammate you can be? So they're the 2 things I'd say. Think about the game more. And then, yes, obviously, scoring a hat-trick and do your job for the team. Be the best teammate, and then if someone gives you a bad ball, this is one that's especially. If someone gives you actually 2 more.
Oh, you go.
If someone gives you a bad ball, if someone gives you a terrible ball, don't complain. You know what it is? Yeah, like I always say, Carl, if someone plays a ball up to me, no matter if it's round my neck, round my shin, yes, it might be a bad ball, but I hold myself that high that I should be able to control anything that comes up to me. Anything that's around here, I should, even if it's a bad ball, because you know what? I want to control it because I want to be like, oh, do you see that touch? I thank me later. Like, I want to be like, that's because I want it for my own ego. I want to be able to pluck that ball out the sky and you say, thanks, Tom, that was a terrible ball. So that rather than that, people be like, what is that? I can't get that. No. Be that player that I can kick a ball up to Tom and be like, Tom's got my back, etc. I can put a crappy ball into the channel. Tom's going to get it. And the last thing, Carlos, is communication. Communication. That's the biggest thing. Highest level, are you a leader? Can you communicate? Can you tell your teammate to turn? Can you tell your teammate to man on? Can you get all that communication will give yourself more time on the ball. If I scream to you, man on, it's going to make you more alert. It's going to be like, oh, snap, I'm more alert now. There's a guy there. If I say turn, it's going to give you more time. You're not going to have to think about it. So the communication thing is a massive thing for me, especially from the young ages. Growing up, like I talk about it a lot, and like I said, I'm never trying to bar anyone. I'm never trying to do that. But the whole thing of like the ball, like it, yeah, I promise you now. If that's one thing I could change, that would be one thing because
I hate it.
Yeah, but because it sounds like you're like a toddler, like a saying to you, mommy, dad, like candy, like start like. We're not cavemen. We're not cave women. Like we're humans, you know. Like we communicate like, yes, Carlos, turn. Yes, Carlos, 1-2. Yes, Carlos, play me in. If you say ball, like, you're not really going to get my attention. If you say Tom, you're probably going to get my attention. I'm like, yes, Carlos. If you say ball, a lot, like, I don't know if you're talking to me. I don't know if you're talking to the kid over there. Like, it's those little things. So communication, can you think quicker, be better mentally? Can you think about the game a little bit more to be better in that self? And yeah, that's those are the points I would say to be better. I know it's probably about 5 points and you asked me one question, but
no, I love it. No, I love it.
I'm passionate. You know, I'm passionate, Carl. I'm passionate because, like, yeah,
I
love all this stuff, and I love this journey that I'm on. And obviously, I love working with yourself as well. So, like, it's yeah, and you know, when we talked for a while, so we ran about this all the time. But yeah, I just want, and at times, and then you probably can say the same. Sometimes I want this so much for the kids. I want them to I want them to have that.
Like, yeah.
I want them to like just give me something back. Show me that you understand. Show me that.
Yeah.
I want them to be great. I want kids. I want to be going to people's games and be like, oh my God, I helped that kid. Da, da, da. I don't want anything, but I said to my kids, I don't want anything from you apart from tickets when you make it. That's all I want. I just want tickets so you make it so I can be proud. That's all I want from you.
Yeah.
Just take care of it, but that's all I want. And I want them to have that bug. I want them to be great. I want them to see them pictures. I want them to want it for themselves and see how good they can be if they just go that extra step, that extra mile. That's what I want them. So yeah.
No, I love it. And for those that don't know, Tom and I could go for hours. Honestly, we could go for hours about this. But obviously, last question here, Tom, is obviously, I think, one that represents the Uprising a lot. And obviously, for me in my journey within the game, understanding, like, you know, I think we all as footballers have had our setbacks and had those like moment of difficulties and that identity part, right? It's like, who am I?
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously for me, like, my Christian faith has been my foundation. Obviously, you see it on the Uprising. We try to. So I guess question is, how has faith if shaped you as a player or influenced your career in the past, now when you were going, so etc.
Yeah, so my family's always been a Christian family. Like going through school, like call it primary school. So primary school is your kindergarten, and then high school was Catholic school. And like I said, so I've always been brought up around it. I've always been brought up a Christian myself. So yeah, and the biggest thing is I'll always in my career I never really said a prayer to ask for something, but I've always been grateful for everything, just the guidance, the lessons that I've been given, Jonathan, and I've always been grateful for that. And I always say a prayer for that because I'm just grateful that I can still walk, I can still kick a ball, I've been guided, like everything that I've been given in my life, I've been grateful for, like it's the injuries, everything. I'm just super grateful that I've been given that. Now I know to teach others, to help others. That's not the path that I thought I would have. But like I said, I'm super grateful and I'm grateful every day. And I'll say a little prayer every day just to say thank you for one, being here still, two, having the career that I had that I really appreciate. And and just having a team around me, because I couldn't have done it without the team around me. So I'm very grateful, and obviously adding new people to my team like yourself. Like I'm very grateful for that, and I've always been very grateful. And like I said, like I remember I read a book earlier, and like you see little signs, and it's the Lord give me little signs every time. And that's why I always try to say, you see me all the time, I'm full of energy. And that's why I always try to stay positive, because
Crazy energy, guys.
yeah. But that's me. I always try to stay positive because I feel like the more, and it's not a fake positive, like I'm just hyper. But so it's not a fake positive, but it's a positive because I'm just grateful for everything that God's given me, put in my path to educate me so I can educate others for me to keep going on. And like I said, I'm always grateful. I'm always grateful. And like I said, and like I said, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say I go to church every day. I'm not. But do I speak to Lord myself 100%? Am I grateful? I speak to him every single day and say thank you. I write a book every day, say thank you, because I'm super grateful for everything. And yeah, so like I said, I never really asked for anything apart from a healthy family. But yeah, I'm just super grateful for everything that he's done, and he's been good to me. And yeah, and I'll always be forever grateful as well.
I love that, Tom. I love that. Yeah. And yeah, this guy has an insane amount of energy. It's like 6 a.m. guys. Obviously, we train at 6. This guy's coming up like, Carlos, and I'm like, dude, tone it down.
It's been like, I don't know. I'm just like said, you know what? You put a smile on my face, Carlos. I promise you put a smile on my face. Like just good people. The boy gets 6 a.m. Like I love it. Like I said, like it puts a good smile on my face that I get up at 6 a.m. And I'm like, if you get up at 6 a.m., you're doing this for a point. Don't just come out and just tick the box. Go the best you can be, because you're getting up at 6 is the best you can be. You've got a chance to work with yourself. You've got a chance in California you could be out in the rain somewhere. You've got you know what I always say, and I don't give you yourself enough praise. It's because you get up at 6, so you probably get up earlier to go coach the boys and stuff. But like the boys have got such a good mentor, and they need to soak in everything you say. Like I said, I wish I asked my coaches more questions, and they've got to soak up everything that you say to them because you're such a good soul and you're such a good person that you do anything for the boys. So they should be super appreciative of yourself because like you do such a good job and you inspire me. I've told you before, I've sent you a message how much you inspire me, and you've helped me grow as a coach because coming from a professional, just because you play the game doesn't mean you're going to be a good coach. Like facts, I know people would be the worst coaches that I played with just because you come for the game, but you've inspired me, you've helped me to become a better coach as well. I've seen things that you've done that have helped me in my game, that which I've taken away from you. So, and again, like I appreciate you. And like I said, I think you're one of the top guys, like one of the best guys I've met in LA. So yeah, the boys are very, very lucky to have someone like yourself.
I appreciate that, Tom.
You know I mean it as well. So that's the thing. Yeah.
Thank you. All right. Again, Tom, thank you so much for taking the time. Honestly, it means a lot. We'll open it up to any questions. If you guys have any questions, we'll do one each. So go on, Kai. I still don't know how they raise their hand, but go on.
I don't have much of a question, but it's just like thank you for like speaking because today at my game I didn't like I didn't really play how I wanted to or feel like I gave like my all, and like hearing you talk about like the extra mile just meant a lot to me. And also like I've been trying to like figure out how to like move the ball more, or like when you like earning your time on the ball, like because sometimes I dribble too much, even if like I get by the person, I get a cross off, like I feel like I'm wasting my energy. We were talking about like passing the ball a lot to earn your time on the ball, like I feel like it'll like make something more like I just think it would help me more, but I'm not.
And I've got like I was actually speaking about this with my boys. So I brought a couple boys earlier. Probably about 4 weeks ago. One played in the championship from Coventry. And he trained with the boys. And the boys saw like I wanted to do it just so the boys can see like the differences. And every movement that he did, Kai, every movement that he did with the ball and without the ball was to make it easier for him to be with the ball. So every movement was to be effective for the game. So he didn't just do things for the sake of it. He didn't dribble for the sake of it. Every touch was to be in space, to be effective, to be efficient. Like, so say he's getting the ball's coming into him and he's already thinking about the next 2 steps that he's doing. So he's thinking, right, I'm going to take my touch over there to get a shot off here. Or I'm going to take my touch over here to give myself time because the defender's coming this way. So I'm going to take my touch that way. I'm dribbling at this man to commit him so I can slide this guy, so I can commit him to go this way. You've got, and I've not seen you play, Kai, but I would start to think like that. What am I doing with the ball? Am I affecting the game? How can I affect the game with the ball? Am I just dribbling, taking touches for the sake of it? Or am I actually doing something to create space for a teammate? Am I running quicker and seeing the space quicker to give myself more time on the ball? Start thinking about the game a little bit more to help yourself. And like I said, if today's game's been filmed, have a look at it and be like, could I have done this better? Could I have done this better? If it's not been filmed, think about moments in your head where maybe I could have done this better. Maybe I could have done this better. Give yourself targets. That's what I used to do. Give yourself targets in the game. Like, so it might be, what position are you, Kai?
I'm a right back.
You're a right back. So give yourself targets in the game. So one-on-one defending, how many times did the winger beat me? How reliable was I in the ball? How many times did I overlap? How many crosses did I get in? How many successful crosses did I then get in? Give yourself targets, and like to speak to Carlos, and he'll probably give you realistic targets. How can you give yourself targets in the game? So then you're just not playing the game. You're playing the game with a winning objective to affect the game. That's the one thing I would say. And obviously, Carlos, if you want to add anything on that as well, you can do. But yeah.
Oh, definitely speak to these guys every day. But that's honestly good. I've never told them about the objectives one. I've never seen it that way. So that's a really great one to speak of. And like little games within the game itself.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell them like you have to play with purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Touch, etc. You're doing. So yeah, that's amazing. So thank you for that one.
Yeah, no, you good. That's the thing I always did. Like I was a striker, obviously. And my thing was like, how many shots could I get off? How many runs did I make? How many times? How reliable was I with the ball? That's probably my main 3. If I'm not reliable, the less reliable I was with the ball, the less shots I got off because I didn't keep the ball, so my team didn't keep the ball. So my team couldn't get the ball to me more often to give me a shooting opportunity. So if I did those little jobs right, I found out that my game was better because I completed my objective. So I got more shots, I got more goals, etc. So those little things just give yourself something to work about and think about rather than just getting lost in the game. Because sometimes you do get lost in the game. You get lost. It's like you get lost with emotions. You lose and you win and you get lost. So sometimes it's nice and it may not work for you. It may do. But what I would say is just try it. Just try it and see how it goes.
Yeah. Liam?
Yeah.
I don't have much.
Oh,
To,
there's
I don't really
two
have a
Liam.
question.
Sorry. The other Liam. Thank you, Liam. There's two. Go
Thanks,
on.
Liam.
Wait. So me or
Yeah, you. Sorry.
okay. Yeah. I was wondering. So like, what is something that like you think or wish like you would have done sooner in like your career or like in development, which could have improved your game even more?
That's a good question. Something that I would, you know what? Actually, I know the answer to that question. I wish, like I said, I talk about ball in the wall and doing extra. The amount of extra I did, I wish I would have tripled it. Growing up in your ages, I wish I would have tripled it and done a little bit more extra. So I did extra. So say I was training Tuesday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday when I was your guys' age, and then when I played games on weekends, I did extra. I wish I would have done a little bit more to develop my game. I wish I would have spotted the Carloses. I mean, like, I wish I would have annoyed Carlos that much that he blocked my number because I kept asking questions on how to. I know just asking questions and don't do it. I wish I annoyed my coaches that much that they were sick and tired of me asking questions for me to improve. So I wish I would have communicated with my coaches more and asked for more advice to help myself. That's the biggest thing I would have done. Yeah, because like I said, right now you guys, which Carlos has been in the game for a longer time than you guys, so he knows a lot more. So he's going to know how you guys can develop a lot more as well. So I would ask the question and again and again and again until you blew in the face of how you can improve. Yeah, and that's probably what I would have done. Because like I said, I do ball in the wall now, and I'm like, I wish I would have done this for hours, like, because like I promise you now, I wish I'd have done it forever and ever and ever because it just gets you in such a good state of mind as well. So that's one thing I would have done. And one more, one more, Liam. That's one, with an extra. Two, because of me, just my personally, I wish I would have met Alami to educate me. And you can't say you're gonna meet someone, but I wish. Let me rephrase it. I wish I would have invested more time into me understanding my body and how a footballer should move and how a footballer should look after their body. Because if you're injured, you're not going to be getting better. You're just going to be sat there rotting away. And that's what I did a lot in my career. I wish I would have educated myself more on how I could have looked after my body, especially now because the game's getting a lot better. Recovery, mobility, nutrition, If you educate yourself on that, then that's going to give yourself a better chance of performing at a high level. So yeah, so that's the two things that I wish I would have done more in my career.
Okay. Thank you, Tom. Cyrus?
The question was pretty similar to Liam's question about it was like, what would you have done differently?
Yeah.
But I also wanted to know like what was one of the hardest parts about like transitioning to playing with like first team football, and like how did you adapt to that?
So that again, Cyrus, the last little bit, just the differences playing first team football and how I adapted. Sorry.
Yeah, like how did you adapt to it? What was like some difficulties and how did you like overcome that? Yeah.
The biggest thing was the pace of the game. Like the pace of the game was just, it was the pace of the game and the demands of the game. So, and I say that, I mean that by, so the pace of the game, people just passed the ball quicker, saw quicker pitches. People were passing me the ball. Like I remember I had to play with a player who he'd look at me 5 seconds before he passed me the ball, and then he'd pass me the ball, and I wasn't even ready for it because even I didn't see the pass. He saw the pass before me. So that's where you've got to get up to the pace of the game. You've got to see those pitches. And the best way to do that is don't try to complicate the game. If you're gonna go say you're gonna say have your first college year or whatever, or you're gonna have your first pro year, anything, you're gonna step up to the next level. Keep it simple for the bit. I don't try overcomplicate the game. Keep it simple, keep it moving. 2 touch, 1 touch, 2 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, yeah. That's what I soon learned, that I was trying to dribble past everyone like I did with the 16s when you can't do that in a high level. You can't do that. You just get found out. It's not about dribbling here, dribbling there. It's about seeing the pictures. It's about using your brain. It's about keep it simple. 1 touch, 2 touch here. See the picture, pass and move. So that's the transition I struggled with. Even rondos were like pinball, but like it was like not pinball in the same way it's crazy, but it's like they were just going bing, 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 bing. And my touch, I couldn't even deal with it. I promise you, like when I was 16, I was more in awe of like, what's going on here? So it's the speed of play. So like when you're doing your drills and stuff, that's where you've got up your game, where if you're doing a passing drill, can you up your speed? Can you challenge yourself to play at a quicker tempo, to wrap it into somebody, get them to wrap it to you, lay it off, play, take a touch. That's what's going to prepare you for that next level, your speed of play. If everything's too slow, you're going to go in there, you're going to be out of your depth. So that's how you can prepare. But yeah, the speed of play was a big learning curve for me, and I had to catch up really quickly. Even when I went in when I was 12, the speed of play was quicker. Like again, I was 16, the speed of play was quicker. So you've got to be able to see those pictures quicker. You've got to be able to move that ball quicker, because when you get to that level, you're going to take a touch and someone's going to be on your toes straight away. You've got to always have that 1 touch pass in your back pocket and move, pass and move, pass and move. That's the biggest thing, Cyrus, I'd say.
I think Kai will do one last one. I think if you have one more.
Oh, I was just saying, because Mateo got kicked from the meeting and he wants to join back, but I think you have to accept him. Because he said his power went out.
Yo, Kai, I can't see him. Did he have a question for Tom?
I don't. I mean, I think he did, but I can ask him really quickly.
Yeah, ask him if he has a question for Tom.
One thing as well, Cyrus, I'd say like the biggest difference is when you go from obviously playing and you win it, like when you go from that, the biggest difference is, like I said, players are playing for contracts. They're playing to feed their families. They're playing for win bonuses. They're playing to earn new contracts. When you go to that side of it, when you go past the high school stuff and the college stuff, now you're trying to make a living. Like now you've got people come from different backgrounds. So you may have money, you may not have money. People trying to you lose a game, you should see how upset some people get because you've just cost them, say, 500, 1,000, 5,000 win bonus that they could have fed their families. You've just cost them an assist that could have got them a new contract. If you let your team down at the highest level, like you're gonna get told about it. I promise you now. You think Carlos has told you off? I've seen managers light people up. I've been lit up before in my lifetime. I've been lit up many a time. And like people's lives. If you don't score a goal, that's gonna win you a game, and that could get your team promoted to the next league. And that's your manager's job on the line, and he's gonna light you up. Like, so that demand from people, demand from fans. Oh my God, fans, like over here in America, fans can't say anything bad, but over in England, oh my God, like you just be walking. I can't even say the words I'll say on this. But yeah, the demand from people, it's demand from everything. Like you got 30,000, whether it's 10,000, 30,000, 80,000. Managers, the chairman, everything, they're paying your wages. Like they demand you to walk. Once you cross that white line, even if you may have a little injury, cross that white line, doesn't matter. You're in the jungle, you're in the Colosseum, you've got to go to battle, and then no one's going to care if your dog died, your fish died, anything. No one's going to care about that. Once you cross that white line, you better be mentally ready to put your body on the line, otherwise you're not going to go far. That's the biggest thing.
Very, very true. Mate, tenía pregunta?
Yeah, I was wondering, with all like your setbacks and or with all the challenges you had with the people or coaches, did you ever have like doubt in that you were gonna make it, or doubt in your love in the game? And what was like the thing that kept you pushing? Like, was it the drive to like reach the top, or was it just like, yeah, what kept you pushing?
Yeah, no, honestly, like I doubted myself a lot. Like when I was 18, like I didn't play for a few months. I didn't want to play again, to be honest. Doubted my body, doubted my injuries, doubted my body. Even if I could even play like without getting injured. Remember, I used to feel a little twinge in my leg, and I think I'd be out for like 2 years. Like I promise you now, like I'd feel a little twinge in my leg, might be cramp, but I'd be like, oh, I'll pull my hamstring again, my heart would sink, and yeah, I'd be heartbroken. So yeah, I doubted myself a lot. Like I literally, when the manager that I had said the thing to me about in the paper, so in the national paper, he said this about me where Tom needs to decide whether he wants to be a player or a banker. I laugh at it now, but it's doubt myself massively because like this guy is supposed to be my manager, he's supposed to be my mentor, and he's slating me in the press to people, but then he's saying one thing to myself. Like and like I said, I didn't know, I'm not gonna lie to you, Mate, I didn't know how to deal with that like at the time. But you know what I did? Like one of the best things I did, well not I did, my stepdad did. He got me a sports psychologist. And this guy, I still speak to today. I met him when I was 22, and I supposed to still speak to him today because he changed my life. Like speaking to him, and it wasn't like I wasn't laid on the chair just giving therapy sessions or whatever. It wasn't that. It was more this. He just challenged me to. He made me understand my feelings. He made me accept my feelings, and give me ways to overcome them. That's the big thing. And the overcoming is that I can't change what other people think. I can't change things that I can't control. I only can change things that I can control. And that's what I did. And he just made me understand a lot of things. So, and the thing that kept me going was my love for the game was always one thing that kept me going. And just I've never been a quitter, Mate. I've never been a quitter. Like I've never been someone to quit. And I just even if I want to, even if now you play me at two touch, and you never beat me, by the way. But if you play me at two touch, like I'm the most competitive person in the world. Like I'm never gonna back down from a challenge. I'm never gonna back down. And like I said, even if like managers like now, Tom's too injury prone, Tom's this, Tom this. Like cool, keep it moving. Like it hurts, yes, it hurts, but accept it, and then keep going. Accept it, yes, okay, I accept your words. Keep going. That's the biggest thing I can say. Like just persevere. Like I said, it took me 8 years. 8 years to keep going, and everyone thinks it's all swings and roundabouts and it's just like all fairies and stuff. It's not. It's hard. Like I've gone from, and I'm just talking about my story because that's the story I know. I know plenty of other stories. Like I've gone from being this youngest player to ever play to breaking my leg, and now I'm washing my own kit. I'm driving 2 hours to training, etc. And I'm barely making a living, to having to do that for a couple of years to keep going to earn that next contract, to get injured for another year to earn that next contract. It's to then 8 years down the line to be like, oh my God, I've made it. I've been bought for $1 million and I've never given up. So it's hard, man. And it's a long-winded answer, sorry again, but it's hard. I'm not gonna lie. I've cried many nights. I promise you now. I cried many nights when I was playing. Had bad games, cried, got injured, cried. Like it's tough, man. It's tough. And I used to go into a dark place for 12 hours. I didn't talk to anyone for 12 hours after a bad game, after injuries. It's very, very tough. But I always had that, like, you know what? I need that 12 hours to clear my head. Boom, I'm back in it. I'm locked. No matter what injury I've got, I'm going to overcome. No matter what you say, I'm going to prove you wrong. You got to have that fight in you. Like, I can't tell you what you should do. You've got to have that in you yourself. If you've got that fight in you to overcome anything that someone says, to overcome what they say, what they say to you, oh, you're not a good finisher. That's not an insult to you. That's a challenge, right? I'm not a good finisher. All right, cool. Say less. I'm going to go be a good finisher. I'm going to go prove you wrong. And just one little thing, like the manager who said to me, Tom wants to be a player or banker. When I was 27, he tried signing me, he tried buying me. And I'm like, and I just literally never answered his call. And he tried buying me later on in my career when I was flying. Because that's the thing, like when you're not doing so well, they don't want you. But when you're flying, they do want you. So like I said to all the boys here and everyone's listening, you're going to get your doubters in life. You're always going to get your doubters. That's just part of the game. That's just part of the football career. whether it's college, whether it's professional, whether it's MLS, whether it's whatever it is, whether it's club, MLS next, you're going to get your doubters. Go prove them wrong. Like, go do the work to prove them wrong. If that's what you want, and you guys have got the tools, you've got Carlos, and like I said, you see me on the pitch every day. If you need to ask me a question, you've got Lamy, you've got all these people that have had these experiences. So you've got no excuses not to ask, and we'll always give you our time. So go prove these people wrong. And like, if it's something that you really want, you want to pursue something in this career, in this football life, then go do it. Go put the work in. Never let someone put you down. Yes, accept your feelings, accept your feelings, accept being upset, cry if you wanna, but then wipe your tears and just keep going. That's the best thing I could say to you.
Yeah. And that's the greatest way to end it right there, Tom. Honestly. So again, thank you so much, man, for taking the time. Obviously, see each other pretty much every week.
Yeah.
Talk and so again, thank you. It means a lot, obviously, for me to even know more about you. Obviously, from the career, and obviously for the kids and for the rest of the ones that we'll be able to hear in the future when it uploads, etc. So again, thank you so much, man. God bless and have a good night, all right, man. Thank you so much.
Man, I appreciate you. I'll see you next week.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for having me. Like I said, obviously, you're one of my good friends, and like it's a pleasure, and I'll always be here. I definitely need to get Lamy on, but if you get Lamy, prepare like 4 hours. Put 4 hours.
I know.
I'll be taught, so just prepare 4 hours.
Need a 4-hour block. All right.
But yeah, all right, cool.
All right, Tom. Thank you again, man.
All right, good night. Have a good weekend, everyone. Bye.